It's Matthew Parker with Miracles here on Life FM. You're with Pommelson and Jody. Good morning.
Well, once a month, the roadies get to go out and recognise and reward people in the community giving up their time doing awesome things.
Indeed. And the last week, we went down to the Burnside City Council to bless some people who love to drive buses and cars and just make a bit of a positive impact in other people's lives.
Yeah, and that's all part of the Home Support Program, where it offers local residents with a convenient and safe transport to get to and from scheduled appointments, as well as going shopping, all sorts of things like that. But this program wouldn't be able to run unless they had volunteer drivers.
Exactly right. We had the opportunity to sit down with about 4 or 5 different drivers, and we asked them to explain what they get out of it and all that kind of stuff. And here's a bit of an intro as to who they are and what they do.
It's a very special week for the roadies today as we get to recognise a group of people in Adelaide doing amazing work in the community. Today, we have the pleasure of presenting the Heart of Adelaide Award to the volunteers at the City of Burnside Home Support Program. And I'm joined with Kate from the City of Burnside Council and some of the volunteers as part of the program. Congratulations, everyone, on receiving the Heart of Adelaide Award. Kate, are you able to tell us about the Home Support Program and how long it's been going for?
The Home Support Program is a program that's funded by the Commonwealth Government. We provide services to people over the age of 65 to enable them to be independent, stay at home and access their community. So the community transport is an integral part of that program. We have a community bus and several community cars that take people out into the community to get to their appointments, to get to and from the shopping centres and so on. So we really value the contribution of our wonderful volunteers who drive those vehicles and provide that support to our lovely clients. We've had volunteers that have been doing it for 6+ years and are very dedicated and caring for our clients. So we really value their input.
So how many volunteers would you have?
We have probably up to about 25 transport volunteers. We also have volunteers that work in our social programs, but the majority of our volunteers assist with transport.
Are you always looking for more volunteers?
Yes, we're always happy to have new volunteers along. Male, female, anyone is welcome to come along and assist. So if you like driving and you like chatting to people, getting to know people, then yeah, we'd love to hear from you.
And how do people go about that?
So they can contact the main council line on 8366 4200.
Very good. Now it's time to meet the volunteers. We have 5 here today that help with the bus.
Hi, I'm Keith, and I've been driving for somewhere more than 6 years. I'm not quite sure it's 6 or 7.
Hi there, I'm Howard, and I've been about 2 years.
I'm Peter, probably the same, coming up for 2 years.
My name's Kevin, and I've been volunteering at Burnside for, well, over 6, but probably more like 10 years.
Are you able to share with us why you decided to do this, why you decided to give up your time, and how much time is it that you're giving up?
I love driving, so it's an opportunity to continue driving, and it's great to meet people. And what's more, those people are so pleased to have this service. I can't recall any client who said, this is not very good. So it's always lovely to do something when you're also getting reward from people. I drive once a week because I have other commitments, and just enjoy it tremendously.
Very, very similar, but I find as well that it's not just the people themselves are enjoying it, but we also enjoy it very, very much too. All of us are retired, so it gives us something to do, so it's a win-win situation. The people we take out are having a great time, and so are we, and I think it shows.
Once you're retired, you miss work initially. It's good to be needed and good to be useful, apart from enjoying the driving, and it gives you a structured day, which you don't always have when you're retired. I look forward to getting that run sheet the night before the drive.
I just like to concur with all the other people. I too enjoy coming out and volunteering my time. I don't only do this for this council, but I do it for other councils as well.
Do stick around. We've got more from the Burnside volunteers coming up very shortly. You're with Pompous and Jody.
Good morning.
For King and Country with Together here on Life FM with Pompous and Jody.
On Monday, the roadies headed out and we got to present the Heart for Adelaide Award to the volunteers at the City of Burnside Home Support Program. Absolutely awesome. Meeting a group of people that just have hearts to go and serve and give people lifts to go and do things.
Absolutely. Now, before you heard why they volunteer their time, but now they want to share a few more things about people they assist and a few standout stories. Here they are.
Can you tell us about some of the people that you assist, like some of the scenarios, maybe a little bit of background? You don't have to mention names or anything, but just give us a picture of the people that you are assisting.
Most of the people that I shouldn't say most, but a lot of the people we do pick up are in homes, self-care homes, and it is almost their only day out from their room or their apartment for the week or even the fortnight. A lot of people are in their own homes, but they're all, as was said before, over 65, but they just enjoy getting out, either just go shopping or go for a lunch, drive through the countryside. It's a huge mixture of people.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy it. We have our regulars. There's one lady, I just take her 500 metres to the hairdresser every Tuesday. But she's on a walking frame. It's a problem getting a taxi and thing. And another lady who handwrites recipes and gives them to me. It's quite interesting, the relationship you develop with these people. And it is mainly ladies. That's the reality.
Yeah, I'm always interested to find out a little bit of the story of these people. You know, they volunteer information. There's one gentleman who's in his 90s and he has a tremendous story of his involvement in the war. We've got a couple. One of the ladies has a medical condition which is exactly the same as what my wife has recently been going through. So we were able to get some mutual support there. And, I just find the whole thing is really, really lovely and interesting.
Do you find it's more than just being a driver that picks someone up and takes them somewhere? It's that social connection and friendship. Do you find you end up becoming friends?
I think with those people who are regulars, certainly, yes. Or at least I feel very much.
We find that most of them that we pick up regularly are really looking forward to not just seeing us, but seeing the bus or the car come along. And there will always be a lovely, lovely, warm greeting from the people. There'll always be, "Oh, hello, Howard. How are you today, dear?" It is just so nice.
Have you got a standout story of one day that you've assisted that's really impacted you?
There's been quite a few occasions. Possibly I can recall going to Mount Lofty in the bus, and there were a couple of people there that were really struggling to walk. I was able to give them some sort of an assistance. We got them up to the restaurant there, and their eyes just lit up at the view. And I think that was just one of the really things that hits on most of us when we can see the look on those people's faces, just how they really feel. They're suddenly out away from their little room, there's not much other view, and then they see something like that from Mount Lofty.
I'm not as a long volunteer as the gentleman here. I've been doing it this year, I think only this year. But one of the things that I have been impacted by is when I've picked up single women who have been impacted by COVID over the last few years. They didn't have any outings at all, not even going out for lunch with their grandchildren, or they just stayed home and they only perhaps had the drives that we took them to the medical appointments. So that impacted on me a lot. I spoke with one woman who always went to the theatre, always had contact with relatives, and that all stopped nearly 2 years or more than 2 years. So that did impress me about the single women, older single women, older than me. They think I'm a bit of a young one, but really. So I think that's a big part of our society that has been impacted by COVID.
So touching, hearing how the residents really appreciate the home support program. Beautiful stuff. Now stick around as we've got some more to share.
Absolutely. Coming up, we'll be hearing about the future plans. It's going to be very interesting. Make sure you do stick around. You're with Pompous and Jody. There's Pompous and Jody for your Saturday morning. OBB, all eyes on you. Hope you're having a fantastic day.
Every month, it is such a pleasure to go out and present the Heart of Adelaide Award, just recognising and rewarding volunteers in the community. And we get volunteers from all range of...
all walks of lives.
Yeah, all different things. And again, this is another thing that we are noting here, that it's volunteers at the City of Burnside Home Support Program. So they're drivers, volunteer drivers that go out and take residents out to different things like appointments and shopping, all sorts of things that.
Or just someone to sit down and have a bit of a chat to.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. And I must say that the chambers were very lovely.
They were.
They were very good. But we did speak to some of the drivers, and here's where they're talking about their future plans. Take a listen.
How do you see yourselves from here? How long do you think you're going to be taking part in this program?
Probably until we need it ourselves, I think.
Love that. Great.
I certainly plan on doing it. Obviously, there'll be breaks, people go on holidays, that sort of thing, but I think we all just enjoy doing it. Another thing it's a welfare check. If there's no answer to that knock on the door, then we ring back and say, hey, they check with a relative, maybe they've forgotten to cancel, maybe the person has had a fall and lying inside. So it really does serve as a welfare check as well. That
question is almost as difficult as the last one, because you're asking a group of older people, do you remember anything? Do we remember?
I love that. That's great.
I'm going to keep volunteering my services until I fail a driving test. Once I fail the driving test, that's the end of it for me.
What motivates you to keep going and keep serving in this way?
I've got a simple answer to that. The person that's my helper on the bus, we just get on so well, and it's a joy or something to look forward to on a Tuesday, to go out and be with this person and enjoy 3 or 4 hours of quality time, I guess, and helping other people as well. So, yeah, I enjoy and look forward to that interaction every week.
Isn't it nice, Kevin? He's talking about me. No, we do have a ball. I was very, very fortunate when I first came along to this program. The first driver that I went out with before I was doing any driving was Kevin, and I was told by Jenny, you'll get along well with Kevin, he's really nice. And that's what you said. And yes, we have. We've become very, very good friends. We meet for coffees, and we have the odd occasional meet up together, and we have become very good friends. So that's one of the many wonderful things as well.
I think the motivation is, yes, that you make a difference to their lives. That they're pleased to see you, and you feel guilty if you're ill or something and can't show up for a day. It really is. It's a two-way thing. We certainly get lots of benefit from it ourselves as well.
Yes, I would agree with that. I think if you are aware of our society and the impact that all sorts of things have on the elderly, you can see that you can make a difference by giving some of your time. I've done it with my grandchildren up till now, and they're all off to school except for one. So now I have got that time I can give to someone else. I remember my grandparents used to come from the country, and I'd take them around and do all the things they need to do, so that it sort of reminds me of that time. I really appreciate the company. I appreciate the fact that I'm helping other people, and that our council is out there doing this as well. I think that's very important.
I have a Christian faith, and I believe that Christians should be serving people. And on this day, we're remembering perhaps a queen who was a phenomenal model of service. There was nobody else who can rate for 70 years giving service as she has done. And I think my contribution is trivial compared to that.
Well, on behalf of Life FM, we want to thank you for what you do, for your service, and for giving up your time and for helping people in the community. So it is our pleasure to present you with this lovely award. And it says, the team at 107.9 Life FM would like to acknowledge the dedication and service you provide for people in the community. Your practical support provides them not only a safe and supportive transport service, but also brings a friendly face and joy to their lives. Thanks for your commitment, transforming lives and carrying out God's mission. We've actually got a Bible verse here. As each has received a gift, use it to serve one another as good stewards of God's varied grace. 1 Peter 4 verse 10. So this is for you. Have on the wall here at the council, and we wish you all the best. And may this service continue and blossom. So thank you very much for having us today, and thank you for sharing your heart with us for what you do.
Thank you.
Your music.